Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Irene Schultz. I am with Region 3. I'm an interventionist or an education specialist. And like you, as you can see, I'm working from home remotely, trying to think of ways I can help teachers and students. So something I thought of is if you use a Google Classroom, um, something that could be very useful is creating a Google Slides presentation with some Hyperdocs or links in it so that students can work independently and individually at home. So I'm going to share my screen with you and walk you through some steps for how you could create some Google Slides and add links into it, and then put that into your Google Classroom. And once I've walked you through a few of those steps, then I'm going to show you the Google Slide presentation with Hyperdocs that I made, so that it might give you some ideas of what you can do at home. So I'm going to share my screens with you, or my screen with you. So bear with me as we walk through this. This is something new. I'm not used to recording myself. So here we go. So basically what you want to do is you want to go to your drive, your Google Drive, and you want to go to Slides, and you're going to create a new slide presentation. For all this purposes, I'm not going to add theme or anything like that, but you can do that and make yours look nice. For this, I'm just going to title this training on Google Slides with Hyperdoc. Okay. And so here we go. So then you want to insert a new slide. And so now I'm going to show you how you would actually insert the link into here. As your districts, for the presentation I made, I used Scholastic and Vocabulary because those are some things that I have subscriptions to. Your district could have subscriptions to many different resources that you could use, or you can find lots of free resources out there on the internet. So I'm just going to show you how you could do this. So basically you go to the website, and if your district doesn't have, or you don't have a personal subscription to Scholastic News, there are some free resources on there that you can use. So basically I'm just going to pick second grade for this. And so what you would do is you would go up to the link and highlight it, and then you're going to Control C. You're going to go back to your presentation and you're going to paste the link in. Control V. Then I'm going to make this bigger so you can see it better. So I'm going to change the font size to bigger. And then what you want to do is highlight this. And then you're going to Control X. Hit that, push link, and then here, when you get the link, you're going to put Control V to paste the link. Now, this is the part that's important, is because you could have that link there and your kids could click on it, or your parents if your kids for smaller grade levels like second grade. But if you just put a word or a title about what it's about, it makes it so much easier. So I'm going to label this citizenship because that's what the article was about. And then I'm going to hit apply. And it's going to put it there. And the students would know, or their parents could know, that they can click on that and it will take it straight to what you want to have them do. Another resource that I used within the presentation that I created was vocabulary. And vocabulary, I don't think they have any free resources available right now. Your district may have it, but you can do a 30-day free trial. So I'll just go ahead and create one more slide and walk you through that again. New slide. Okay, so now I'm going to go to vocabulary because I do have a vocabulary. Okay. And let's say I want to get something on language arts, and I want reading and writing, and I want to show a video. So I go to the video I want to show. I'm going to, again, highlight the link, Control C. I'm going to go back to the document, Control V. Let me make this bigger so you can see it. Make the font bigger. Okay. Again, I'm going to highlight it, Control X. Then I'm going to hit my right key on my mouse or my laptop. I'm going to hit link, and it's going to, and then I'm going to Control V because it's going to paste what I highlighted. And now I want to give it a title. And this had to do with vowels, short vowels, and apply. And so then it gives it a link that looks simpler, not overwhelming to the parents or the students. And then they click on it and it would take them to the video and they could watch the video. Okay. So now you're saying, okay, so how do I, once you create your whole document, how do I put it into Google Classroom? So basically you'll have to go back to your Drive. If you have a Google Classroom set up, you're going to go to your classroom. And as you see, I'm out in the country, so my internet isn't very speedy. Okay, here's the classroom I set up. Okay, I want to go to classwork. I'm going to create. I want to put a topic because that's how I like to sort things. And this is going to be assignment 2 because I made one yesterday. Assignment 2. I'm going to add. I'm going to go to assignment 2. Let's go back. Sorry. Go back to classwork. Okay. In assignment 2, I'm going to create assignment. I'm going to title it Vowels. I'm going to type my instructions for the students. Please watch the video. Add. I'm going to go to my Google Drive. I'm going to pick up the presentation that I just did. I'm going to push add, and it's going to upload it into the Google Classroom. So it's not too hard. Hopefully these steps will help you watching them over and over. But I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you what I created yesterday and kind of give you some framework, because you don't want to just do what we just did and just put a bunch of hyperlinks in there. You want to actually do a lesson with some format in there. And I did mine based on using the 5 E's. So basically I started with a title page. So I picked fourth grade because that's what I'm familiar with. And I know that right now in the YAG, they should be studying Arthur's purpose, Arthur's message, and writing Arthur's craft, argumentative. So I put an engaging picture and question, are video games good for you? My next slide that I created, I put learning targets with I can statements, because these are going to be the things that they're going to be learning throughout the next couple of days, because I've created a 2-day Hyperdoc Google slide presentation. So then I started with an engaging piece. So I put a video from vocabulary, and as you can see, there's my hyperlink. So they would click on that and watch the video. Then I had an explore. So this is where they're going to, again, go to vocabulary and do some vocabulary activities. So there's the link that they would go to, and they're exploring all the words that have to do with Arthur's purpose, argumentative writing. So they would do that activity. Then I'm going to, again, part of exploring is I'm going to start with an essential question tied back to the text. The author most likely wrote the passage too. And then step 1 is they're going to, again, they're exploring. They're going to read the article from Scholastic. So they would click on the article and read. Then step 2 is they're going to explain and elaborate. They're going to answer some questions, and they're going to have to put it into Google Docs. And then, of course, after they elaborate, the final part of the 5 E's is evaluate. So they're going to reflect, and in a Google Doc, they're going to type and make a text connection to what they read. This reminds me of text to text, text to world, text to self. So that was day 1. Then I added day 2, the writing piece, the argumentative writing, starting with an essential question, then an engaging piece, again, a video from Powtoons, and then they're going to reread their article. This is going to be the explore piece, reread the article that they read yesterday. And then step 4 is going to be the explain and elaborate. They're going to have to pick a side and write their composition, their argumentative composition, arguing their belief, adding details from their reading and making their own opinions, because that's part of their tech. They're going to type their composition as a Google Doc. So I put the writing prompt there, and they're going to have to pick a side, why or why not. And then they do have a little evaluation reflection piece. And in a Google Doc, what I would want them to do is write at least 3 ideas that they think they could write an argumentative paper about. And I gave them an example. Students should have an hour lunch, yes or no. So they're just basically brainstorming more ideas that they can write argumentative about, an argumentative composition about, but they're reflecting on and evaluating the lesson they did. And then I go back to frame the lesson, closing out for the things that they had gone over for the last 2 days and the things they could learn. So basically, I hope that somehow I have been helpful to you. Please reach out to me if you need more guidance on how to do this, or you're interested in doing this, or any questions you might have about lessons or intervention in K through 5th grade. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a nice day, and hopefully we'll be back in our classrooms soon.